G'day, Steve Morgan here, ABT, and this is Lake Glenmaggie behind us. We've just finished the Garmin round of the 13 Fishing Bass Pro Series 2022, and I'm with a man who did not actually need to go fishing today. His yesterday limit was enough to do it. Mitch Cone, well done, mate. COVID safe fist pump.
Yep.
Your over 3 kilo limit yesterday. No one else even got 3 kilos in the tournament. You did some damage out there yesterday, mate. On the sunny day, Glenmaggie did it for you. But on the cloudy day today, only one fish. Were you a bit nervous halfway through the day when you hadn't had a bite?
Yeah, definitely nervous. Still getting to, used to the app sort of thing and, whether to look or not to look. And, yeah, I sort of waited till later in the day to have a look and, yeah.
Couldn't help yourself, eh?
No, I couldn't help myself. It was tough and I'm like, I wonder is it tough for everyone sort of thing. And I noticed that Keegs was, he had 0 fish too, and then it started to play on my mind because the river actually, you don't get service. I was like, maybe he's up the river and... yeah, I started to stress out a bit there with a couple of hours to go.
Now, this was the Garmin round, and you used the Garmin LiveScope like a lot of bass pros do to get the job done this weekend. It was a pretty cool story you told us at the presentation. What did you do?
Yeah, well, 100% Blue Rock and Glenmaggie, I would not have caught 90% of the fish that I did without that LiveScope. It is, if you haven't got it, like you're at a disadvantage. But yeah, late on practice. I never actually caught a bass in practice. Late on practice, we were heading back to the ramp. I was scooting across the dam. Bryce's boat reeds on pad. Just noticed a couple of sort of high trees, I thought they were. So we pulled up, had a quick look at them. I was like, oh, yep, they're definitely trees. Looks to be fish on them. It was 1:30. We had to get off the water. So as I was sort of cruising out, I found this, I don't know, roughly 100 metres squared sort of patch of trees. Just marked them all and I thought, it might be something to fall back on if the tournament goes bad. And yeah, I leaned on it pretty hard come 11 o'clock on the first day.
We looked at your catch card. You had some small fish early up, but then your fish just got bigger and bigger as the day went on. Tell us about about this pattern. And I'm going to put in the cutaway. We've got some cutaway of what you were seeing out on the water there.
So yeah, I just idled around, used the Garmin LiveScope just to position the boat onto. They look like stumps or falling down trees, so big lie downs, but they're actually sitting like 10 feet off the bottom, some of the branches and that. I was out in about 12 metres, 40 feet of water, and just sort of targeting the fish that were in the top of the tree. Sometimes you had to annoy them up and down, tapping the rod butt. You could work a fish for 3 or 4 minutes sometimes. Some of them would just shoot up and just smoke it. Like it was far from easy, but it was yeah, definitely rewarding when every bite I got out there was a big bite.
Tell us the tools that you used to do it, and I know this is the bait. I could smell that coming out of your box. That's the gulp that everyone loves so much down your way. Huh? Yeah. Show it to the camera.
It's a black gulp, but yeah, the amount of money this thing's won, tournament anglers is ridiculous. Matched with a 7 gram Bassman spinnerbaits jig head. They impart extra action, these jig heads, and I honestly can't use anything else. They number one in my opinion. And another one, the Miller Rods Finesse Freak. It doesn't need an introduction either. It's a custom 7'6" Miller Rods Finesse Freak, and yeah, probably a little bit heavier than some guys might like for grubbing, but when they heading for timber, I like to be able to stop them.
Yep.
Daiwa Fuego 3000, 4-pound Berkeley Fireline, and 8-pound Daiwa J-Braid.
So fairly sort of heavy setup for open water, but you want to stop those big girls. What was the biggest one you caught out there this weekend?
Today's only bite was a 39.5, so up around that 1.2 kilos, in there. Yeah, there's a lot of timber down there, so. And
they're well conditioned fish in this joint.
Definitely, yeah, definitely well conditioned. Yeah, even some of the ones yesterday, just like thick and solid. So it's a very nice fishery.
I know that a lot of ABT events, we go to the same old lakes and everyone sort of knows what happens when. Coming to a new lake, it was really interesting watching the field work out how to catch the fish, because even though this is Glenmaggie, it's not the Glenmaggie of several years ago. The guys were saying that we had a lot of water through this year and the fish are sort of scattered all over the place. You had to put that puzzle together.
That's right. There's not a great deal of history about the lake either when it comes to tournament fishing, so you can't actually research a great deal. So yeah, I was happy to figure it out. I love coming to new lakes, and yeah, in my opinion, the tougher the better, because it's very hard to win a tournament where everyone's catching fish. So it's yeah, bring them on, bring the new ones.
Where ABT is committed to run another Victorian Bass double-header next year. You're going to make it back to Glenmaggie to defend your title?
Oh, I'm going to have to, aren't I? Yeah, surely. Yeah, so, no, well, I don't know, might even G Bryce up again and see if he'll lend me the boat again. So
I think Bryce really liked the fact that his boat's won a trophy now.
Yeah, he's a unit, like, shout out Bryce. Yeah, it's very, very big for someone to lend their pride and joy, you know, to someone who, I only met Bryce on Friday, Thursday night, so yeah, it's massive.
You are now leading the 2022 13 Bass Pro Series Angler of the Year over your good mate Matty Langford and a couple of others that are up there nice and close.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a goal for you this year to try and bring that home?
Oh, I've always wanted to win an Angler of the Year. It's always hard. I do a lot of shift work through the middle of the year, so this calendar really suited me. I can get 4 events out of the road really quick before we start shift work. So heading into Glenmore and St Clair, sort of my 2 home lakes, and then I'll probably get to the Clarence and we'll have to see what happens about Cania. So
yeah, that's right. Make it up as you go along. I can guarantee that if he's not within sight of AAY, you're going to make the big drive.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of hammers out there that can make up some ground real quick. So it's far from over.
Well, there you go. There's the story from for the first event ABT's ever run at Lake Glenmaggie. We're going to be back here in 2023.